Welcome to the Total Soccer Show Weekender. It's the show where we look ahead to the biggest matchups of this here weekend. We take a look at the games you, dear listener, are looking forward to, and we wrap it up in traditional weekend fashion with a quiz. My name's Ryan Bailey. Joining me today, it's your quizmaster extraordinaire, Taylor Rockco's here. Hello, Taylor.
Hello, Ryan. Every now and then I like to do the just interrupt you in the middle of your introduction just to see how much it will set you off. I was real close today, but I was slightly nervous it might actually set you off. So I chose not to, but that might be coming.
I'm editing this show. I'm tempted to put on the...
Yeah, so anyway, what I was thinking we could do today... What?
Yeah. I was trying to launch the show and everyone kept saying things, delicious things, and I'm really hungry because we were talking about fast food. Yeah. Anyway. Joe Lowry, hello, how are you?
I'm great, man. We were talking about fast food, and I was just reminded about how bad Graham's take on a lot of food is. Graham's talking about how good...
Coming in hot here.
No, hold on.
I was so disconnected from the conversation we just had, where Joe was like, yeah, like Popeyes, and coming in hot on the episode.
What came after that? Graham said biscuits are trash, and when he gets one, he throws it away. That is despicable behavior. Also, this is coming from the Nando's' number one fan.
Crime.
Like, I'm not here for it, you know? I'm just
Graham Rutham, your response?
Biscuits are trash. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a British scone without all the good bits. Just all the good bits stripped out. It's just cardboard.
I need to make this clear.
Scones are more cardboard than biscuits, dude.
That might be a take. I actually feel anger at you right now for that. Genuine, you are incorrect and you are a logical person saying illogical things. For shame, Graham Ruffin. For shame. And now I don't feel bad about one of the quiz questions to come.
In better news, in the UK they now sell McGriddles, so straight down to McDonald's.
There it is. There it is. A damning indictment of Graham Ruthven fast food knowledge.
I'm sorry, you don't like syrupy pancakes with your breakfast and your...
Graham, I love little processed maple syrup balls in my pancake.
Exactly.
My floppy pancake bun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, we had a good run as a foursome on Total Soccer Show.
Yeah, until Graham specifically ruined it.
We will be together where we can sample foods in the same room.
Not anymore.
This coming World Cup. It's less than 2 months away. Maybe we'll have patched things up by then because we are doing Total Soccer Show live on the evening of the World Cup opener, June 11th. Join us at the El Rey Theatre in Los Angeles if you are so inclined. We would love it if you do so. Tickets and the link is in the show notes. We'd love to see you there. And patreon.com/Total Soccer Show is where you find our bonus content, of course. We appreciate everybody who supports us via that medium, West Coast or otherwise. All right, this is the Weekender. Let's get to the games we're looking forward to seeing the most this weekend. I think we should probably kick off with the game that could very well define the Premier League season. Of course, it's Burnley. No, it's Manchester City taking on Arsenal. 6 points, Taylor, separate these teams currently. Man City have a game in hand. This game is at Eastland, so Man City obviously have the advantage there. Arsenal have only won one game in the last 5 games in all competitions. The last-minute win at Sporting. Bukayo Saka, and we know, obviously, Martin Odegaard, both injured. Creativity might be lacking here. Man City have won their last 3 games in a row by a 9-0 aggregate scoreline. They're unbeaten in the last 9 Premier League games. It feels like, Taylor, the form guide is pointed towards one particular team getting the edge in this one and the gap at the top of the table closing. I will also say that Man City have that game in hand. I believe, if my math is correct, that game in hand is midweek coming up next week against Burnley as well. So
the unstoppable force meets Burnley. I heard most of your table setting there, Ryan. I'll admit I was also texting a threat to Graham while you were talking, and that's not a joke.
Not a joke. No, it just arrived.
Wow.
You're welcome, Graham. I'm getting replaced by my brother in LA, so...
It was meant to be a silent coup, Graham. You announcing it on the show really ruins that. I cannot wait for this game because, it is obviously being billed as a title decider, and that is correct. But I think it is either Arsenal win the title this weekend or Arsenal implode spectacularly. I don't see a way in which they lose this game and then continue to kind of put up a challenge for the rest of the season. I think with how tense things felt at times in that Sporting game, and that's with Sporting really never mustering any real level of threat, now they have to go up against a Manchester City team that definitely will and will definitely cause problems. And, if City get an early goal or two, if City are able to kind of take the lead and put that pressure on, I think it definitely is strangely like beneficial to Arsenal that they're not playing at home, because I think the atmosphere could become very intense very quickly. But I see a world in which Arsenal fall apart in this game and then fall apart for the rest of the season. Conversely, I see a scenario in which they have another really solid defensive display, capitalize on set pieces, but maybe also create from open play, because City have to make something happen. They have to get a result here. They have to push for the 3 points. They are going to be open. There are going to be opportunities. I don't think this is going to come anywhere close to the level of like openness and intensity that we saw from Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid, but I do think there are going to be goals. I do think there are going to be big swings in this game, and I think it's going to be, in the end, a proper title decider. And it's been a long time since I felt like we got one of those.
I totally agree, Taylor. It feels like a proper knife-edge game, which is not. It tends to. Shall I get my brother and roll him in? He also hates biscuits.
Oh, okay.
So there'll be two of us in LA.
Biscuits means cookies in the UK, by the way. I'm trying to mediate here.
Oh, cookies are good. I've got no beef with cookies. Beef cookies, that's an interesting concept. Anyway, we're getting off track here.
You mean a like Scottish wispy? I don't know. I'm assuming that's what it's called. Yeah.
A couple of those for breakfast. With some haggis. You can't beat it.
Oh, tatty, wispy, crispy, bissy. Yeah, keep going.
That's what you call them. And I'm calling to get us back on track. This is a knife-edge game. I'm trying to get to this point where that tends not to be how I look at like single games in a full league season. I have been behind Arsenal, and I think pretty much until this point, even when they've had their wobbles, I've said I expect Arsenal to get over the line. This game feels like maybe when I change that view, if it goes a certain way, where even down to the goal difference, like if City win this game, the goal difference kind of becomes a non-factor. With the game that they hold in hand, which is against Burnley, as you say, Ryan, you'd expect them to win that comfortably. City win this game, all of a sudden the goal difference isn't really a factor either. And it just feels like it's rare that you get matches like this where so much can swing on one result. So, yeah, this feels like the defining match of the title race. That I didn't expect. I didn't anticipate we were going to get this match a few weeks ago. I thought Arsenal were just kind of like going to stagger over the line. And now it feels like the framing of this title race has changed very, very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. As a reminder, obviously, with the 6-point gap at the moment, if Man City win this and they win that game in hand at Burnley, then we have a title race going down to goal difference in the remaining few games. Narrative, love it, excellent stuff.
Oh, poor Burnley. If that does happen, if it is, like if City do get a win here and then it is potentially going to come down to goal difference, I feel like Burnley are in for a time against Manchester City.
Yeah, I think it's at Turf Moor, so only 6-0 maybe? We'll see. We'll see on that one. It is a huge Premier League weekend, by the way. We've got Chelsea taking on Man United, big repercussions for the top four, and the Merseyside derby this weekend, I believe, as well. So, yeah, quite a lot going on. Graham, I believe you wanted to spotlight a game in Spain.
That's right. So we've got the Copa del Rey final this weekend between Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday at the Cartuja in Seville, and there are just so many plot lines to this match. One is Antoine Griezmann and how this could be his last final and piece of silverware as an Atletico Madrid player. And this is a final against his former club as well, where he is also idolised. They don't tend to idolise him so much at Barcelona, but they do at La Real. And Atleti, we spoke about this on Thursday's Champions League review, but they're going to miss him so much, and I don't really know how they're going to replace him because he just does so much for them on the field. But this is a big opportunity to get the fairy tale finale, while recognising Atleti are still in the Champions League as well, so there could be more to this finale. But right now there's a trophy on the line this weekend for Griezmann and Atletico Madrid, and there's a trophy on the line for Pellegrino Matarazzo as well. That's another plot line, who I believe could be the first American manager to win a major piece of silverware in a Big Five European country. I can't think of anyone else that would have done that before him. I can't remember Bob Bradley's FA Cup triumph in his 30 days at Swansea City or whatever it was. And Pellegrino Matarazzo, he's made a really positive impact since taking over at La Real right at the end of last year. They have dropped off a little bit. There was that incredible winning run that he started with. They have been more inconsistent recently. They have won just 2 of their last 5 league games. But this Copa del Rey final is season-defining for them. And so there's a sense, like in their last game, they rested a whole bunch of players. But even emotionally, it feels like they've been holding themselves back for this game for a little while. So I expect to see a strong Real Sociedad team. And both of these teams have been involved in games with lots of goals recently. And we all know about the attackers on the Atleti side, Alvarez, Griezmann, Lookman. But even on the Real Sociedad side, you know, Oyarzábal has been really good under Matarazzo, Carlos Soler, Gonzalo Guedes, who he's been revived in the last 3 or so months. So I'm hopeful that this will be a cracker of a final between these two teams.
I love that Real Sociedad is the Valencia All-Stars, like Yunus Musa era Valencia All-Stars.
Yeah, I love
that just makes me really happy,
Yeah. I wanted to make a joke about Greg Berhalter's time with Hammarby, even though I knew it didn't fit with Graham's trophy categorizations, but instead I got distracted by why does even Greg Berhalter look disappointed to be on Greg Berhalter's Wikipedia page? If you look at his profile picture, it's the most I know. It makes me happy and sad at the same time. But that'll be great. I hope Pellegrino Matarazzo makes history. Let's see if it happens.
Wayne, New Jersey is watching Pellegrino Matarazzo. Excellent stuff. Joe, what are you looking forward to seeing this weekend?
Just thinking about fountains, really, is what I'm thinking about. As far as what I'm looking forward to this weekend, interesting point. I've got San Diego RSL as my game that I'm looking forward to watching the most. This is RSL hosting San Diego. This will be at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. It is between this game and another game that will get mentioned later from our lovely listeners that are contesting for the aesthetic game of the weekend crown. So I wanted to highlight this because we already have seen these two teams play against each other once earlier this year. That was San Diego hosting RSL, and that game was a banger. It was maybe one of the best games of the young MLS season. Just two really high-quality teams with clear ideas with a bunch of good players. A lot of fun. San Diego are in full chaos mode right now, at a level that we've never seen from them in their MLS existence. They've gone 4 straight games with the red card. Will they make it 5? Could do. Could be quite fun. RSL were off last week as well, so they'll be fresh and should hopefully be closer to full strength than we've seen them all year long. Because even as they've had a really strong start to the year, they've been dealing with a bunch of injury and visa absences and all that sort of stuff. I'd imagine that is closer now that Pablo Mastroeni is closer to having his full group that he can pick from for the starting 11 and the bench. So I am really excited to see what this version of RSL is going to look like. They've been maybe the darlings, one of the darlings of the young season so far, and San Diego are just must-watch, regardless of their red card streak, and that they have that. I mean, I'm all the way in.
Nice. Who are the other darlings, in your opinion, Joe?
We talked about the Rapids on Tuesday's show as maybe the surprise team of the season so far, and I think that holds. I had higher expectations for RSL than I did for Colorado by a significant margin, but Matt Wells has done a really good job there. And then the other one, I think the Red Bulls. I mean, Michael Bradley has clearly established a vision, and Red Bull as a whole, I suppose, maybe De Guzman's in that bucket as well. There's a clear vision for how this team is going to play, and they're playing young players who are obviously good enough to be playing. It's been so much fun watching the Red Bulls play this year. I think it's those 3 teams, and I'm not sure if there's anybody else in that bucket just yet.
Okay. I asked because obviously I went to see Nashville take on Charlotte last weekend. Yeah. I was very impressed with Nashville. They were 2-0 up, and then they brought on Sam Surridge and Hani Mukhtar. I was like, they're already dead. Come on. Don't do that. Come on.
Nashville have had a heck of a week. Getting the first ever win by an MLS team at the Estadio Azteca is awesome stuff for a club that really was good-ish, okay-ish, and then they've really reinvented themselves over the last almost 2 years now, kind of since BJ Callahan came in, and I think he's revitalized a lot of the tactical approach, and the front office seems to have taken some steps forward as well. Nashville were just so good last year that I'm not surprised at how good they are, but man, their success in CONCACAF play, that's the next horizon, and they're already reaching it right now.
Excellent stuff. All right. As Joe mentioned, RSL San Diego, 9:30 Eastern on Saturday on Apple TV. I should note also that Man City Arsenal is on Sunday, 11:30 Eastern on USA. And one more time, the Copa del Rey final, as Graham noted, is on ESPN Select Max Plus at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Good viewing sketch lined up there already for the weekend. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at the games you're looking forward to. We've got some scouting reports, and then we've got our quiz. Join us then. Total Soccer Show, welcome back to the Weekender. It's that time of the week where we dip into our Discord and find out the games you guys are looking forward to from this weekend. By the way, if you'd like to join our Discord, it's patreon.com/Total Soccer Show. Let's go first to Jameson, who's looking forward to the Merseyside derby. Liverpool have looked less bad the last couple games, but anything can happen in this one. That's Sunday, 9:30 Eastern. This one, Graham. Is this your favourite Premier League stadium?
I mean, it might well be, having been there once a few weeks ago. But yeah, the first, I believe the first Merseyside derby at the Hilly Deck or the Hickory Dickory Dock or whatever we're calling it.
And can you explain to me why we would call either one of those things? I genuinely don't know what the stadium is actually called or the nickname convention.
Well, that's key context, Joe. So it's actually called the Hill Dickinson Stadium, which, Hilly Dick is pretty self-explanatory. Sure. And it's on a dock. It's on Bramley Moor Dock. So, Hickory Dickory Dock is, like the old nursery rhyme. I quite like
it.
It's
a bit of fun,
I'm with that.
It sounds a bit fun. Can I have fun?
Yeah, of course. I just genuinely did not know the name.
The important follow-up question to that for Joe is, if you didn't know the context of the name, why did you think it was called the Hilly Dick?
It's a great question, Taylor. It really does make one think about that exact thing. I didn't know if this was Graham doing the world's best bit that had never been raised before, hence my investigation.
It's named after Hilly Dick, who played for Everton in the 1930s. He got 60 goals in a season.
Right.
That's him.
Will Harry Kane be the next Hilly Dick? Find out.
Right.
Uh-huh. Very specific statue garden on a hill near the stadium.
There you go.
And Hill Dickinson sounds like a law firm, so it's a bit more fun, Joe. That's basically it. Sorry, Graham.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis Stadium.
There's just something. There's something about that name that's very Everton. Like, it was never going to be the Pepsi Arena or like whatever. It was always going to be some slightly obscure like local law firm or something.
Everton kind of feel like Pepsi.
But didn't they have Angry Birds on their show? It could have been the Angry Birds Stadium.
They just, Everton, I don't know who's in their commercial team, but they just always have slightly unusual sponsors. Like Chang Beer was their sponsor for about 10 years.
Actually, now I'm angry it was not the Angry Birds Stadium, because you could have had the Liver Birds and the Angry Birds in the same
that's
city.
good. That is good, Ryan. That's what it should have been.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Question answered, Joe?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool, wait.
Very good. We're having fun. Sunday at 9:30 Eastern. That game is the Bacchanale, says Spurs versus Brighton, because I've been working on my Nero impression. Is that like a Greek thing I don't understand? Bacchus.
A smart
Greek
person thing.
Roman emperor who, allegedly, supposedly, historically watched, played a violin while watching Rome burn. So basically, I'm prepared to have my world set on fire, is what the Bacchanale is saying. Which itself kind of sounds like a Greek god of sorts.
Well, Bacchus was the Roman god of wine, right?
Good comeback, Ryan. You had to get back on the ancient tally.
I'm trying to show you I'm smart too. There we go.
I think so.
Yeah.
Is Dionysus Greek?
There we go.
Bacchus was Roman?
Nah, flip it.
Yeah, I said Greek originally. I was wrong on that front, I think. Spurs versus Brighton, obviously, very, very important game for Tottenham Hotspur.
Quite big.
Can they get out of the relegation zone, Graham? What do we think? Brighton's a tough one.
I mean, they can. I just have big questions over whether De Zerbi ball is gonna quickly take root, or at least take root quickly enough for them to get out of the relegation zone. Particularly because the teams around them are winning, like West Ham won last week. Leeds kind of look like they might be out of trouble now. Forest are the ones you'd look at and think maybe they could catch them, but yeah, squeaky bum time for Spurs. I really don't feel great about them.
I think there's a chance they get a point or points here this weekend. I will say, though, I did see on a Tottenham Reddit forum a match preview where they were discussing but it's De Zerbi's former team. Don't you think the guys are going to be up for it? And I couldn't help but chuckle to myself, just thinking guys, the gaffer that we've known for 8 minutes is up against his former club. We've got to win it for him. I'm not sure that level of loyalty and intensity is going to be there necessarily.
All right. We shall see there. Another big Premier League game this weekend. Speaking thereof, 26,000 units of beast. Says it's a Premier League coded weekend. Chelsea versus Man United. They're looking forward to. As much as I want justice for Haircut Guy, says 26,000 units of beast, I'm hoping Chelsea can pull off a win and get closer to the Champions League spots. Also, City need to beat Arsenal to make the Premier League interesting. We all want that, right? It's definitely not because I'm a Chelsea fan, right? Right? Yeah, I think we all want that. As a neutrals, we certainly do anyway. Yeah.
We haven't talked about it this week, because why would we? But Graham, have you been following the Garnacho drama?
I read his interview about how he left Manchester United and some of his regrets. Is that what
and
you're
how he has
referencing?
then deleted all references to Chelsea in his social media and all the pictures of him in Chelsea, and has only posted Manchester United stuff. It's very I don't think they're coming back in for you, pal. You might want to focus on your current employers, where you have a contract for the next 19 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, at a minimum, I think there's another 19-year clause in there as well.
Yeah.
So
he is going to score this weekend. Go ahead and write that down.
For who?
He's going to. Well, that's what he's That's what he's previewing with his Instagram.
Exactly.
There we go.
Own goal for Chelsea, red card. Perfect game.
Love to see it. Good stuff. Discord Stu is looking forward to the Timbers at Minnesota on Saturday. The key question for me, says Stu, is can the Timbers get their first ever away win in Minnesota on the heels of a victory over LAFC's B team at home? The midfield looks better now that Caicedo and Bassett are integrated, so now is the time to prove they are a playoff contender.
Agreed. This sort of is the time. I like the bones of that Caicedo Bassett midfield. We just haven't seen enough of it for me to really say definitively that it has looked better. But this is the moment I was looking for earlier in the season when the Timbers were struggling, and I said, well, it would be nice to get to see them with a full group for a few games. The LAFC win was nice. I mean, that's a game that they should win because LAFC had rotated almost the entire team, and they did, right? So credit to Portland for that. But this will be their next real test, and I think it's going to tell us more about the Timbers than maybe any other game so far this year.
There you go. Andrew says the Rapids host Messi and friends on Saturday. The Rapids have been playing pretty well this season, but Miami will be their biggest challenge. Okay. The game will be played at Mile High Stadium as well. Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's because the NWSL team played there recently as well, didn't they?
Yeah, Denver Summit played there and sold 60,000 plus tickets. There was an insane number of people there in that game. I'd imagine that there will be a lot of people here for this game. This is, I think, the first time that Messi and Miami have traveled to Colorado since the Messi era began for this sort of thing. This is the other aesthetics game where the Rapids play the top three most passes and least vertical passes in their own third. Miami are another team in the top three, and San Diego are the other one. So this is going to be a game where there's lots of build-up between both of these sides. Matt Wells isn't going to change how he plays for anybody, best I can tell. Not in a macro sense anyway. And guess we'll see Hoyos on the sideline for Miami, and maybe we'll learn more about what's going on in that whole situation. We talked about Javier Mascherano being setting himself off into the sunset, I suppose. Although there have been more rumblings that have come out about maybe some discontent between him and DePaul and Luis Suarez, and that's all alleged stuff at this point. But there seem to be a lot of things floating around Miami right now, including Mascherano, who let himself go earlier on this week. Exciting. I'm very much looking forward to this one.
Is Hoyos caretaker or is he permanent, Joe?
He's caretaker, as far as I understand.
Okay. Right, because David Beckham was on the CBS coverage of the Champions League earlier this week, and he confirmed that neither Gary nor Phil Neville will be the next Inter Miami coach, which is the confirmation we all wanted and needed, I suppose.
Harvey it is.
Yeah, there it is. Maybe Neville could do it.
You think?
Could do.
Okay. I'm in.
Put it in him. We should go to our obligatory Bundesliga section because our Discord loves it, some Bundesliga. John Adams says St. Pauli host Köln at the Millantor Stadion, Friday at 11:30 Pacific time on ESPN Select Max Plus. So get in quickly if you want to see that one. St. Pauli needs to pick themselves up after the Bayern beatdown, but their next two matches are against Köln in 13th and Heidenheim in 18th. Now is the time to pick up points in the relegation race. All on the line for St. Pauli at the moment. Good stuff.
Heidenheim's a fun name to say, isn't it? Sounds like a kind of German greeting. Heidenheim. Tip of the cap to you. Heidenheim.
Heiden home, basically. It's, Heidi High was a TV show back in the day in Britain. Reminds me of that. Heidi High.
All right.
Cool.
Do more riffs.
Better ones or worse ones?
St. Pauli followed us on Instagram the other day, so that was cool. Send us free stuff. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Had to look around, immediately unfollowed. Did not like the look of it at all.
Heard the biscuit chat, unfollowed.
Yeah, right.
Adam K is looking at the Zweite Bundesliga. SC Paderborn is taking on Hannover. Second versus third in the Zweite Bundesliga. It seems to be lots of top-of-the-table clashes in the German second division at the moment. So looking forward to that one. Gundal says the battle for promotion in the Zweite League continues once again with Hannover hosting Paderborn. That's 11:30 Pacific on Saturday. This would be the fourth and final promotion rival Hannover has faced in a span of 5 match days. There we go. So that's what we were just talking about. They've moved into the promotion playoff spot while Paderborn sits 4 points above them and is currently in line for automatic promotion. There is one more Discord that has been put in our document I'm not going to read out because I think it's been put there in jest by
I was very confused.
Very discourteous to our Discord.
Yeah. It's a food take. We're a very serious podcast. Whoever's put that in there, I'm very disappointed.
I was pretty proud of the email address, personally.
Only 269s.
Okay, I'm gonna now I've said it, I'm gonna read it. This one's from G. Ruthven.
No, don't read it. For goodness sake, we're gonna get censored by YouTube.
That's why.
It's about a certain co-host's love for deep fried food and lower level Scottish team. Very
Fred,
mature.
Right.
Joe, I expect more from you.
My bad. Yep, my fault. It's got my name written all over it.
Oh, jolly good. We also have a scouting network, the TSS Scouting Network. If you want to join it, patreon.com/Total Soccer Show. You can pick a player or we can assign you one. We have some scouting reports to read out right now. Taylor's going to read one. Here he goes.
Here we go. From Ian Shank, scouting Benji Flowers, 14-year-old winger for FC Dallas. Benji was called into the US U15 camp for 2 matches against Mexico this month. A nice birthday present for the teen turning 15 this week.
Wow. That rules. That
What were you
absolutely
doing?
rules.
What were you doing at
Go on,
14?
Benji Flowers.
Hey? Were you doing anything like that? Not me. Impressive.
Benji Flowers was born in 2011,
No, that can't be right.
according to Transfermarkt.
I didn't care for that at all.
I hate that.
Delightful. I'm going to do a different one for
Yeah,
someone
do
who's
that.
so much older. Here we go. This is from Claude C. scouting Julian Hall, 17-year-old striker for Red Bull New York. An introductory report that we have here from Claude. In possession, Julian Hall is a poacher. Julian finds great space in the final third by reading plays well and getting in position to shoot high percentage shots in very tight spaces. He demonstrates quick footwork and great instincts for scoring goals. Totally agree with everything Claude says there. Out of possession, this is a pressing forward, says Claude. Julian is consistent in providing pressure to the back line, closing down passing lanes or just delaying opponents when they're in transition. Julian is disciplined in his defensive role and stays alert when turnovers occur so that he can get back into dangerous positions. Other notes, Julian is only 2 goals short of league leaders Sam Surge and Petar Musa. Julian looks to have the tools needed to be a regular scoring threat, especially as the front line gets into more of a rhythm. As the season goes on, Hall scored, this is me again, he scored more goals in the Open Cup in Red Bull's win over Pittsburgh Riverhounds earlier this week. The dude cannot stop scoring. Get him into a camp later this year. That's what I'm going to say. Do it.
Marvellous. 17-year-old vet there.
Yeah.
Joe scouting. Very good.
Old head.
Graham, another teenager from you, please.
So Ed Ritter has been in touch, scouting another Red Bull kid, Edru Mehmeti, 17 years old. Ed says 7 games and 7 starts now for the 17-year-old Mehmeti, who went 87 minutes in the 2-2 draw in Miami. He was not fazed by the bright lights or big stars and was a steady metronome in the middle. Edru scored his first professional goal off an assist from 18-year-old, the aforementioned Julian Hall, from a training ground set play. Football graded him as the best player for this team in the game, though in my mind Hall, Donker and maybe Ethan Horvath were more deserving. I watched a bit of that game and agree that Mehmeti and in general, like the Red Bulls kids, were very impressive against obviously the stars of Inter Miami. So I feel as bullish. I mean, it was never going to be the case that Mehmeti was going to be. He started the season so hot, and he hasn't been as hot in every single game. But I feel as bullish about his potential as I was a few weeks ago. He's a star.
As Red Bull-ish?
There we go. That was
everybody.
definitely deliberate. Yes.
Joe,
No.
you are redeemed for your disgusting message you put in our document. Well
Thanks,
done.
Ryan. That means a lot.
Speaking of MLS players, speaking of 17-year-olds.
Speaking would be good, Ryan. Yeah.
Speaking in general is good. Speaking of players who are hot right now, the Bacchanale, the aforementioned Bacchanale, is scouting Jude Terry, 17-year-old midfielder from LAFC. Terry made his first MLS start in a heavily rotated side against Portland, as we previously noted. While he seemed a bit lightweight physically, he scored a banger of a goal from outside the box that curled perfectly into the top corner, showing the reason why so many in the club are excited about his potential. Fun note, the goal was assisted by fellow LAFC Academy prospect Matthew Evans, who was also making his first MLS start. Joe, I haven't been to LAFC in a while. The parking keeps me away, of course. But if they don't have a certain chant for Jude Terry, based on a very popular 1967 song,
I got
by
this.
the
I'm on
popular
it.
Beat combo, the Beatles, I'd be very disappointed if they don't sing that.
Hey Jude feels written in the stars, for sure. I think we need to see Jude Terry on the field at BMO, whatever it is, and we need to get him cooking.
Yeah, come on, BMO, whatever it is, get your act together.
Dude, risky play tossing a Beatles reference my way, man. That's bold, but I was there.
I figured Hey Jude might be one on your radar.
Quite a well-known song, I'd say.
Yeah, but also,
You going that way
I don't
instead
know
of
anything.
Terry's song by Bruce Springsteen, right?
Yeah. Well, I could have gone John Terry route and had some fun with that, but I didn't. So be thankful, Taylor.
I always am. I will conclude our scouting reports by one from Adam Kalin. It's an introductory report to Santiago Castañeda, a 21-year-old defensive midfielder for the aforementioned SC Paderborn. Castañeda was recently called up for the US U21 squad at the end of March. He played the full 90 and scored in a 4-1 win over South Korea's U23s. This was his second national team call-up after playing for the U23s in November. Here's your bit of bio background about him. The 6'2" Castañeda does well on aerial challenges, but struggles a bit in winning tackles. I've seen him charge in too hard, get bypassed, and need to commit a foul a few times, says Adam. His offensive numbers compared to other midfielders in the league are more favorable than his defensive ones, possibly due to Paderborn being 4th in the league in possession. Second place Paderborn take on third place Hannover 96 and first place Schalke in the next 2 weeks, and will be relying on Castañeda to be solid throughout. Santiago took an unusual path to the pros. He played in MLS Next until he was 15. He was offered a scholarship to a prep high school, took the scholarship. MLS Next rules didn't allow players to play high school, so he left that club. He led his high school to an undefeated state championship while also playing ECNL. He committed to play soccer at the University of Michigan, got invited to a showcase in Denmark, impressed Dritte Liga side MSV Duisburg, who offered him a contract. He played 1 season there before moving to Paderborn last year. He is on pace to play 2,300 minutes for the 3rd year in a row, hopefully one that ends with promotion to the Bundesliga.
Did you guys know that Paderborn are playing Hanover this weekend?
It's a big game, apparently.
I actually genuinely want to watch this game now. Oh, I love this. This makes me so happy.
So I watched, not only did I watch, but on the back of a Weekender episode a couple of weeks ago, I watched Elversberg versus Schalke last weekend. And as I say, not only that, I did the newsletter last week on Elversberg, who I knew very little. Elversberg. Yeah, that was a team that came up. Yeah.
He's the mayor?
He's the mayor, yeah. That would be fun. No toilets in that town. And yeah, their story is pretty remarkable. Like, they've been promoted from, I think they were in regional leagues like 5-6 years ago, and now they're on the verge of Bundesliga promotion.
There you go. Good
maybe
stuff.
I'll do one on Paderborn next.
Yes. See that you do, Graham. See that you do. There is an appetite for it. Let's take a break. Thank you very much to everybody who's sent in their Discord recommendations and scouting reports. When we come back, quiz. Total Soccer Show, welcome back to our weekender. We end the show in traditional fashion with Mr. Taylor Rockwell adopting the Quizmaster facade to ask us some questions. Here we go.
Do I need an outfit? Do I need a hat for my Quizmaster persona? I feel like I need something. Do I need a clipboard? Like Greg from Taskmaster?
I'd like to see the hat from What We Do in the Shadows, kind of like the sorting hat made from a certain material. I want to see one of those.
Is it puckering at the back of the neck? Okay, here we go. First question this week. This one is for all of you to buzz in on. Whoever buzzes in first gets the answer first, obviously. In the last 25 years, who is the only Ballon d'Or winner to play in Liga MX? He played there. Here's a hint for you. He played there in 2014-2015, which was about a decade after he won the Ballon d'Or.
A decade after he won the Graham?
Yes, Graham?
Thinking of obscure ones. Nedved?
Ryan.
Yeah, I don't think
yes,
that
Ryan.
was right.
No, that can't be right. I was going to say Cannavaro. I think he's quit by then.
Also, Another hint would be all of you know this player for sure, 100%.
Ballon d'Or winner.
It is not, but it is not an obscure Ballon d'Or winner. To your point, Graham.
It's not an obscure. Played in Liga MX. Wow. 2014-15.
He retired of sorts, playing for a team in South America, in his country.
Graham.
Joe.
Graham.
Graham, yes.
Romario.
Joe.
Joe. Buzz. Ronaldo.
Yes. No.
Surely didn't play in Liga MX. Graham. Rivaldo.
Wow. This is fascinating. I think I'm going to say no one gets the point.
Wow.
The answer is Ronaldinho. Played for Querétaro for like 1 season in Liga MX.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
All right. And then maybe played in prison. I forget if at what point he retired and for which club and what the scenario was. Either way, that one leads to this one. You each get an answer here, so there's no buzzing. How many Ballon d'Or winners have played club soccer in North America? Now, I should note, because I forgot this, the Ballon d'Or was exclusively for Europeans until 1995 and was not expanded to be a global prize until 2007. So, for example, Pele did not win the Ballon d'Or. So, you can strike him off your list. But how many Ballon d'Or winners have played club soccer in North America?
But we're still counting the ones pre... It's just there's no non-Europeans in that list, right? That's how we're...
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
For a while there.
Right.
Until, like, the one I just told you before. All right. So with that in mind, would anyone like to offer their guess first?
I'll go first. Why
Go
not?
ahead, Joe.
I'm going to say 5.
All right. A solid guess from Mr. Lowry. Ryan.
Thank you.
I definitely know there's one now. I'm going to say 4 because I reckon I can name a couple more.
Okay. Graham?
I'm going to lowball it and say 3 because I can name 3, but I suspect there's more.
I can also
You
name 3.
suspect correctly. Joe gets the point. The answer is 9.
Wow.
9
Okay,
Ballon
can we do
d'Or
this?
winners.
Can we do this?
Can we try and name them? Yeah,
I
this is
bet you
Messi
cannot,
is the
but let's
one-
do it. Mm-hmm.
Messi's the one Ryan was thinking of. Graham, who else do you got?
Cruyff and Best would be the other 2.
I didn't have those.
Mm-hmm.
I had Kaká
Yep.
Kaká,
and Ronaldinho, who we just learned about.
Thank you.
Did Henri win the Ballon d'Or?
No, I don't think so.
He did not. There are
What about-
2 more from MLS and 2 more from the NASL.
What about
So,
Zlatan?
was there a
No Ballon
German
d'Or
one
for
from the
him.
NSL? Would it be someone from the German contingent?
Bex.
Müller.
Muller?
Oh, Beckenbauer, Cosmos. Yeah.
Beckenbauer is correct.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Wow.
The
I don't
last
have
3
any more.
are harder. One is one of the worst signings of all time in Major League Soccer, and that's saying something because he really clearly did not want to be there. That would be Lothar Matthäus. You've got Hristo Stoichkov as well, and you've got Eusebio to round out the crew.
Nice.
Wow, good squad.
Yeah, it's pretty
Good
solid.
players in there. Quite good players.
Now we have a new wrinkle this week. Each of you is going to get one of these. I'm going to start with Graham. Graham is the only one who can answer. Graham, which of these was not a club of Eusebio? So, the Ballon d'Or winner, the famed Benfica and Portugal player, the Toronto Metros Croatia, the Las Vegas Quicksilvers, the Montreal Alouettes, or the New Jersey Americans?
Oh, come on.
Which of those was not a club
I'm
of
pretty
Eusebio?
sure I know the answer.
I had a feeling you might, Joe.
Can you say the teams again?
The Toronto Metros Croatia, the Las Vegas
awesome.
Quicksilvers, the Montreal Alouettes, or the New Jersey Americans.
I'm assuming it's because one's made up.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
the Montreal
Well,
one?
I don't know. That's possible.
What's your guess, Graham?
The Montreal Alouettes or whatever it was.
They are not a made-up team, but they do play Canadian football. Graham gets the point. They are not
Nice.
a soccer team.
Well
done,
done,
Graham.
Graham.
Done.
Ryan, to you,
Taylor,
which of these...
is the Ballon d'Or this week or something? Have I missed something?
I forget. Oh no, it was me. It was inspired by. Oh, I feel like I just pour salt in the wound. Tottenham made me wonder if they were to go down. There has to have been a Ballon d'Or player who played for a second division club at some point, and the answer is a lot of Ballon d'Or winners did end up playing just because they were journeying around and whatever. So that got me into Ballon d'Or, and so yeah, I rolled with it, and I'm going to continue to roll with it, Ryan, for this one. Which of these was not a club of George Best? The Brisbane Lions, the San Jose Earthquakes, Fulham, or the Dallas Texans?
Wow.
Well, he definitely played for Fulham. I'm pretty sure he played for the Earthquakes. What were the other two? The Brisbane Lions.
The Brisbane
and...
Lions or the Dallas Texans?
Did he play in? I'm gonna say Brisbane Lions. I don't think he. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'm gonna say it anyway.
He did. He played for the Brisbane Lions. He did not play for the Dallas Texans.
Darn it.
Oh.
There we are.
So Ryan got it wrong, just to be clear.
He did. I thought maybe Fulham might also throw him there. Final one for Joe.
Oh, I'm scared.
Which of these was not a club of George Weah?
Oh, no.
Manchester City, Napoli, PSG, or Invincible 11?
Oh, wow.
How
I
they
feel like
doing, by
Graham
the
and
way?
Ryan know the answer to this for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I might.
Can you read them one more
Almost
time?
It's almost why I specifically gave it to you.
Yeah.
Which of these was not a club of George Weah? Manchester City, Napoli, PSG, or Invincible 11?
Man City.
He did play for Manchester City. He did not play for Napoli. Invincible 11 was, I think, a Liberian team, one of the early teams for him.
Were
So
they
there we are.
Invincible?
So Graham, I believe, is the only one with a point now?
No, I had the
Got
point
one
from the
point.
last one, the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so one for Graham, one for Joe. Ryan, how you doing, bud?
My pointless.
Ryan's pointless.
Okay.
In more than one way.
This is going to be a little bit more relevant because I was wondering this. I was wondering this while watching a game this week because I had a little bit of a Berenstain Bears moment. How old, for you all get to answer this one, how old was Antonio Rudiger when he won his first league title? Any league, any competition, or any country, rather, any league. How old was he when he won his first league title? Graham.
Wow.
He is currently, I'm going to say 34, 33?
Okay. I'm trying to think back through Antonio Rudiger's career without giving too much away.
Just do it out loud.
33.
Why don't you just go out loud? It'd be better for our listeners.
Yeah, and say a number.
I'm going to say he was 31.
All right. Ryan?
He was 16.
Ryan says 16. Joe?
I'll go 32. I think it's in the 30s.
Well, unfortunately, Joe couldn't get to ChatGPT as fast as Graham could. It is 31.
Rats.
He won his
job,
first
Real
league
Madrid.
title
Yep.
for Real Madrid in the 2023-2024 season.
Really?
The false memory moment is that I was sure he came from Bayern Munich, and I had his career trajectory completely wrong. It was Stuttgart, Roma, Chelsea, Madrid. So not a lot of league titles in there before winning.
It's crazy that Stuttgart and Roma are just the exact same teams in their relative leagues. First of all, they're the same for me. Just Stuttgart is a German Roma, and Roma is Italian Stuttgart. That's how that is. And Chelsea might actually be the English version of that these days. Yeah, that's a great question, Taylor.
I thought it might be a trick question that he was on the squad for one game of a title-winning team early on.
Well,
I was wrong.
That might factor into this question. What is the youngest age an American player has been when winning a top 5 league in Europe? Bonus point if you can name the player. So, you all get a chance to guess the age. But what is the youngest age an American player has been while winning a top 5 league in Europe? Ryan, I think it's your turn to go first.
16.
Ryan says 16. Joe.
Wow, I have no idea the answer to this question. It's a really, really good question. There can't have been very many Americans who have accomplished this goal successfully, right?
I think it's the one.
Are we counting dual nationals, Taylor, in this conversation?
We are not.
Okay, got it. Then I'm going to say 23.
I don't know, maybe. Okay,
I'm going to say 23.
Graham.
I can't think even who this would be.
Oh, I have the player also, but I'll say it after Graham goes. So I want to get the bonus point if I can.
No pressure, Graham.
Tim Howard won that was in that weird period for Manchester United when they didn't really win. They weren't very
Graham,
good.
it sounds like you should guess closer to Joe's number than mine.
What was your number? 16.
I don't
So
care
16.
for this collusion. Can I name the player now?
I'll
Wait,
just
Graham
say I don't know who it is. I feel like I could get there eventually, but it's going to take too much time. 21.
All right.
Stefan. Stefan's my guess.
Sorry, Stefan.
With Man City.
I'm going to say no one gets the point, although I think Ryan is closest, so I'll leave it to you all to decide. At 18 years old, Tim Weah got a winner's medal with PSG.
Oh, well done.
Oh, PSG.
Feel like I should
For
get
his,
the point then?
Yeah, Ryan should
11
totally
minutes.
get the point.
All right, Ryan gets a point, so we're all level.
Good job.
Okay. Here's an insane question that I think makes sense. Who is the oldest person of the following options? And it is close, I will tell you. Who is the oldest here? Kepa Arrizabalaga, the last time Arsenal won the Premier League.
Oh,
Joshua Zirkzee, the last time Manchester United won the title. Or Phil Foden, the first time Manchester City won the Premier League.
Taylor, your brain is a fantastic place. Can you read the entire question one more time?
Yeah,
Sure. Who was the oldest person of the following options? And it is close. So who was the oldest at the time that these things occurred? Was Kepa Arrizabalaga the oldest the last time Arsenal won the Premier League? Was Joshua Zirkzee the oldest the last time Manchester United won their last title? Or was Phil Foden the oldest the first time Manchester City won the Premier League?
Okay.
Wow, I'll
Yep.
go first. Can I
We
go
all
first?
got that one?
I'm just
basically
gonna pick one.
all right.
Have a go. Yep, go ahead, Joe.
I'm going to guess Foden. Philly Fodes.
All right. Gramington,
Joshy
the Biscuit
Zeds.
Boy,
Joshy Z's.
Josh
Zirkzee.
Z's. All right, and Ryan Boy.
I think Phil Foden would have been probably about 5 or 6 when Man City won the Premier League. I'm going for the Fodenmeister.
Ryan and Joe both get the point. It is Phil Foden. He was 15 days older than Joshua Zirkzee. So they were both.
Wow.
I did the math. I forget
Nice
what
try,
it was,
Graham.
but
15
yeah,
days off.
Very, very
You
close.
lose.
Yeah, one was Zirkzee was 11 years and 11 months. Phil Foden was 11 years, 11 months, and 15 days.
Wow.
There it is. So we have a tie, right, between Joe and Ryan?
I have 2 points.
So I'm at 2 points. Graham, you're also at 2 points, right? Yeah, 3-way tie.
I'm so excited that we get to do the tiebreaker. Here we go.
Yes.
I can't really explain why I did this, but it predates this question. Earlier in the week, I had AI create a banner for the upcoming World Cup. It features 2 players doing a version of the flag of Virginia. Who are those 2 players? They have relevance to at least some of the co-hosts on this show. You are welcome to look up the flag of Virginia and then try to guess which player is doing what based on that flag.
So I'm allowed to Google the flag of Virginia right now.
You are allowed to Google the flag of Virginia.
Okay, so
as long as you
someone
Google
in a toga.
the flag of the Commonwealth of Virginia and not the state of Virginia.
Oh,
what?
Hold on.
Oh gosh, that's quite violent, isn't it?
A little bit.
So it's someone in a toga stepping on someone else who looks dead.
A tyrant, yeah.
It's Nero.
So who are the
Bacchus.
2 players that I asked AI
Back.
to depict in that image?
Okay, I've got it.
Okay,
Oh,
Graham, go
Graham's
ahead.
got it.
Well, I hope I've got it. I'm going to say that it's Scott McTominay standing on Harry Kane.
An excellent guess.
Dang, that's a really
Ryan?
good guess.
It's Pulisic standing on Lamine Yamal.
I like that one. And Joe, if you would.
It is Tyler Adams standing upon Harry Maguire.
I'm so happy right now. I'm just going to put this I'll put it in the main chat. I think Joe gets the point, because though Graham did get
I
one
think so
player.
too, probably.
You think so?
Yeah, I think I should get it, probably.
Okay. Sorry. It's taking a moment. I'm just going to build this out more so I don't have to give it away.
Suspense.
Is it killing you all? Are we all excited?
It's killing me.
Well, I
certainly.
disagree with the concept that Joe should get the point.
We haven't even seen the picture yet. Oh,
Here we are.
Oh,
That's
come
for
on.
you.
That feels unfair.
So listener, it's Tyler Adams stepping on top of Scott McTominay, who is sobbing visibly. Can we get this on the YouTube video? Is that possible or no?
Yeah, I can put it on.
Okay,
That
so
was a
YouTube viewers
specific
are seeing this
instruction.
right now. Wow.
McTominay needed to be weeping in defeat was part of the prompt.
Tyler Adams holding a biscuit is really the detail that rubs salt in the wound.
So congratulations, Joe gets the point. I know we are going long, but I have one final thing. By special request, I don't think this is this doesn't have to be a quiz, but I would love for you all to try to have your best guess as to who said the following from our out of context channel on the Discord.
Oh, good.
Here's your first one. Joe Lowry in the mud, by the way. What a buffoon, that guy.
Oh, I 100% know
Any
who
guess
this is.
who said that or what the context
Joe
was?
Buzz.
Yes,
Joe said it about himself
Yeah.
in the context of Bodo Glimt or something like that.
All right.
Hey, this is context. I don't like this.
Sorry, I like
It's
it.
what
Keep
they
going.
asked for. Pour one out for the TSS captives.
Oh,
Taylor,
Wow.
I would think, said that.
Ryan. I'm guessing Ryan. Or
I think
Joe.
a lot of them are Ryan, I think.
Wait, so we
But
don't
I
know
can't
who
remember
that
that
was.
I don't remember saying
Oh,
that.
nice.
Doesn't mean I didn't.
A headlock is an arm around the shoulder.
Oh, I said that.
Yeah, I remember that.
This one I enjoyed, even if it's obvious. I believe the sphincter is closed tonight, isn't it?
Ryan, surely.
That feels like me.
Yeah.
That was you. I was talking about the stadium in Atlanta.
course.
And finally, yes, Jedi, lick the lid.
Graham, maybe?
I don't
That
even
was
know.
you. That was his yogurt sponsorship.
I was going to say yogurt. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Actually, I misread. Excuse me. It was yes, Jedi, lick the lid, Jedi, which is even worse somehow.
Wow.
There you go.
Wait, so who
So
said
that's
that?
a good
Sorry.
one.
Who
I
was
might
that?
have to incorporate that in as we go.
Oh, that's spectacular.
Excellent stuff. Did Joe win the quiz? If so, congratulations to Joe.
I did,
did.
and thank you. Thanks for saying
Right?
that.
Do you have like some sort of like deadline or something where you need to be out and doing stuff? Is that what's
No,
happening?
I'm happy to hang out all day and talk and keep listeners engaged. I have one more question for you, Taylor. You remember in Jurassic Park where Jeff Goldblum's character said words to the effect of, "We didn't think whether we should do this, but we thought whether we could do this."
Nailed the quote. Just nailed that.
Did I get that
famous
completely
film.
wrong way
You
around?
scientists were so obsessed with whether or not you
There we go.
could, you didn't stop to consider if you should.
Okay. I'm just mulling on that quote while looking at your Virginia flag of Tyler Adams standing over Scott McTominay.
Yeah,
I don't quite
is that
understand
really what
how
I had
Joe
envisioned?
Joe got the point when we both named one of the two
Yeah, but
players
you're
in the
Scott.
flag.
No, so here's the thing. I had the position of one of my players correct. Your
right.
position was
That's the
wrong.
tiebreaker.
So I had Adams on top, and you had McTominay on top, and McTominay was on bottom, and Adams
You were
was on top.
conquered, Graham.
Yeah. You got conked, son.
And even more convolutedly, it's that I was looking at Slack and realizing that all of you have your professional like headshots or professional photos next to like as your pictures, and then I have Jason Mantzoukas in character as Adrian Pimento as mine. And I thought I probably need a more professional like profile for this one.
Well, I mean,
and then I decided to create this image instead.
I mean, mine is I'm wearing a Jets hat and a jacket is like zipped up to my nose, and Joe's is pointing to a phone with backheeled written on it.
Yeah, I actually can't even figure out how to
professional
change
these
it.
are.
It's like an old logo too. I just don't know how to change it anymore. Ryan's is nice
Also,
though.
Is it?
I've used AI to create 2 images this week, and I feel like only Joe appreciated the other one.
No, the other one was great. I think Taylor is single-handedly burning down rainforest along the way, but you know, to each their own.
All that water you've wasted.
Me and
Worth
Gemini.
it, I would say, Taylor. Worth it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did try to get Claude to make it, but Claude refused because it would not depict
Cowardly.
people in that setting.
Well, he's French
In
as well.
Virginia, you mean?
French as well.
Oh, merci, Claude. And thank you very much, Taylor, for your quizzing, as always. We appreciate your quiz mastering, I should say. And congratulations once again to Joe for conquering. You conked us, son, to quote Joe Lowry. That is the Weekender. Do enjoy your weekend. Listener, remember, if you look out on Saturday morning, you'll see our Listener Questions episode drop as well. But for now, Taylor Rockwell, thank you very much indeed.
The detail of Scott McTominay's tears pooling really, I think just puts the image over the top, I have to say. My pleasure. You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Joe Lowry.
Thanks, Ryan.
And thank you, Graham Ruthven. Many biscuits to you this weekend.
Thank you, Ryan Bailey. Hopefully not.
Listener, thank you very much indeed for joining us in this one. We'll be back very shortly, but for now, bye!